Hello and welcome back to another Black Hat Studios tutorial in web design lesson 2. Today we'll be covering how to work with HTML and discovering HTML fundamentals. So going back on what we had last lesson we focused on building and managing a site by creating the site folder in Dreamweaver. Now we're going to build upon that. The first thing we're going to do is go to the location of our site folder, which is in the sites document folder, and it was test site. What we're going to do is we're going to clean up where we're going to store everything by creating some new folders. So on a Mac it's Command-Shift-N to create new folders. You're going to want to have about 3. You're going to call one IMG, image, you're going to call one CSS, and you're going to call one JS. And I'll get into what these each do, but in the meantime what it is when you create a file with the corresponding extension, you would put it in each one. So with the exception of images, the images would go in the IMG folder. So now going back to Dreamweaver, we're going to create a HTML file, and as you can see here, it opens it up and we've got two sides. We have the design side over here and the programming side at the back here, and at the moment you can just see that it's called untitled document. As we went into last week, you get rid of this section here from public to the end quotation marks after XHTML. You hit delete to that, and that tells us we're working with HTML5. Now in HTML, I'm just going to change the title to test site. You can do that too if you want to. Okay, so in HTML we work with a thing called tags. Now tag is anything in the greater than, less than symbols. So you're given a wide range of options, but the most common one used today is the div tag for divided layer. Now a div is pretty much any split on the layer to make sure that you keep a different section. So it's a different section. Think of it like a piece of paper and you draw a box. A div is the box, and you can define it with special values. So I'm going to give this one 900 pixels in height, and when I get the width, don't forget your equal signs. It will be 1280 width. Okay, so we've created a box, and as you can see here, it's created here. You won't be able to notice it when you go to live view, and live view is this button here. It's the picture of the globe, and you can pick any browser. So today we're going to go in Chrome, and then it's going to ask you to save the changes. So what you do is you hit save, and you call it index. This is your first page. So whenever you load into a website, it will always load to the index page, and you save it in the main thing outside of any of these folders. You hit save, and it will load up Google Chrome. Now as you can see here, it's picked up this site. There's absolutely nothing here, but what we're going to do is in between this greater than and less than symbol here, it's going to put a couple of spaces and put some random text. As you can see, it pops up. It'll ask you to save it again, and there we go. In Safari this time, we have the words appear. Now, there are many other tags. Div is just one. Another main and commonly used one is the A tag. And the A tag is used specifically for linking. And what you do is you go href, so in the typing programming section, you write up the A tag, so A, it's a less than A greater than, whatever is inside, and then to close you go less than backslash A greater than. And then what you do inside the less than A greater than, you type href That's an F, equals, it should, let me just get this right, href. If you type it into Dreamweaver, it'll do it for you. Href, and in quotation marks, you can then look for other files. So I'm going to make it link to another site. Not that one. I'll make it link to an old site that I was working on. And then it will ask you to copy it into that document. You just call it link. Now, because I've changed the name, it won't work on the other site. But when you test it, save the changes, and it goes blue, becomes a link to another site. As you can see here, the other site had a lot of different choices. Okay, so that's a big one. The best thing you can do is to explore the tags. I will eventually upload a list of all the different tags and what they do, but those are the essential ones in web design. The next step I'm going to do is teach you how to work with basic CSS, and the way we will be doing that will be through a navigation bar, and I'll teach you how to make that next time. Okay, so thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial.